Come on, Kristy. We don't give a shit if you're smoking a cigarette. This
I'll go
trash
on a
talker.
second.
Anyway, welcome
Yeah.
everybody. Me and Kristy, or I should say Kristy and myself, are going to start a new, like, kind of weekly series. We don't really know how long it's going to last or anything, but what it is picking apart the assholes that are involved in this case. And today's subject is Ken Kratz. He's number one. Well, he's not number one in my book because, oh, Helly, we all know that is my number one. Hate, hate, hate. But so we are going to, hi, Kristy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
That's
See,
good.
I told you I'd go on video.
Yes. Anyway, welcome. Kristy's ready to talk about Kratz, aren't you? You ready for some trash talking?
I feel like that's all I've been doing for a couple weeks now is talking about Ken Kratz. I'm kind of ready to be done talking about him for a little while and move on to the next villain. So let's get Ken Kratz out of the way. Everybody loves to talk about Ken Kratz.
Yeah, but
it's very easy to talk about
really
him.
talk about the asshole. I mean, it ain't gonna be nice, you know. Before it was
not at all
nice. He's a jerk. He's an asshole. He's, to me, a waste of skin and air. That's how I feel about him.
He really is. He really is.
Right. And I think where we really should start at is sexting. Okay, because we all know what he did in the case. You know what I mean? But not a lot of people know what a dirty ass he really is, and narcissistic, thinks he's the prize, you know? Oh my God, God's gift to women. I don't care if there's a last man on earth and we had to reproduce. I'd reproduce with a deer or a lion or something else. I'd be going bestiality or something. Just
we would go extinct. We would go extinct because I wouldn't. There's just no way I would. There's absolutely no way that I would.
Oh, Catnip, welcome back, my dear. I love you so much. Thank you. I hope you're doing okay. Hello, Jax. Hello, God loves me. Thank you for coming. You ready to? You can talk some shit about the law enforcement, can't you? Or how about prosecuting attorneys that are dirty ass, downright liars? Hi, Lisa, 54. Moscow, thank you so much. Let me see who else we got up here. Hazel, Jane.
Hi, everybody.
Julie. Crockett. Crockett, love ya. That seems about everybody right now that I can see. Welcome.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We like to talk trash, so we thought, why not put it out here and let everybody join in and talk some trash with us?
Absolutely.
But first of all, Kristy, would you like to read, or do you want me to read the oath that Ken Kratz takes?
No, I would love to read this.
You go right ahead.
Okay. The attorney's oath. The oath or affirmation to be taken to qualify for admission to the practice of law shall be in substantially the following form. I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin. I will maintain the respect due to courts of justice and judicial officers. I will not counsel or maintain any suit or proceeding which shall appear to me to be unjust, or any defense except such as I believe to be honestly debatable under the law of the law of the land. I will employ, for the purpose of maintaining the causes confided to me, such means only as are consistent with truth and honor, and I will never seek to mislead the judge or jury by any artifice or false statement of fact or law. I'm sorry, I can't even say that with a straight face. I will maintain confidence and persevere, inviolate the secrets of my client, and will accept no compensation in connection with my client's business except from my client or with my client's knowledge and approval. I will abstain from all offensive personality and advance no fact prejudicial to the honor or reputation of a party or witness unless required by the justice of the cause with which I am charged. I will never reject from any consideration personal to myself the cause of the defenseless or oppressed, or delay any person's cause for malice, so help me God.
There you go. That is what that says.
I wonder if he read this before he took it. I mean,
you think? Did he? I don't.
Because I'm pretty sure he violated every single
sweaty ass words in there. Like, I can be an asshole. I can text women. I am the prize. I will make my rules up as we go. I will not seek justice. I do not give a shit as long as my paycheck's there and I get a promotion. That's what I think. Got tip boots on and farmer shit shovel. There you go, Julie. Hi, Crystal. Welcome. My
This
kids are brats. Oh, Dark Side of the Moon. Anyway, you guys feel free to put anything you want on here because I'll be putting them up on the screen, you know, and we will be sharing what your comments are because we want you involved. We want to know what you think of this sweaty ass piece of shit that should never have
absolutely.
been and who should go to jail, honestly.
He
You know,
absolutely he absolutely should. He
I mean, why does only in Wisconsin do they have these kind of laws that just let them get away with shit and then there's no repercussions at all? There's no accountability whatsoever. You know, he says, well, I'm off the case. It shouldn't matter anymore. Well, then quit talking about it, asshole. Get the hell away
for,
from it.
for somebody who's off the case, he sure seems to be talking about it a lot. He's all over Twitter. He's commenting on YouTube videos. He's out there commenting as Charles Darwin. Hi, Charles.
Yeah, I hope you're watching, asshole.
You're not involved in the case anymore. Then
Oh,
why
and
are
I
you
hope
still?
your Lexus Gold bitch, 15-year-old girlfriend there, wife, excuse me, you baby, whatever, you molester, because she's young enough to be your child. And I hope she's watching. We can get into it again too, lady, because you don't bother me none at all.
Hey, I just want to say thank you, Jane, for my sign. It's sweet and salty. It was gotten for me by a friend, a fellow making a murderer friend. Her name is Lily. She got that for me when we actually got to meet in person last month when I was up in Connecticut. She drove down and we got to meet and hang out, and it was pretty cool to be able to meet somebody in person that you get to talk to so much and interact with so much because of this case.
I
So
know.
that was from my friend Lily. I love it. I hung it up and I think it's perfect that it's behind me so you guys can see that because everybody who knows exactly what I am, sweet and salty.
Sweet and salty. Well, shit. I don't know what I am. Straight up, whatever. I'm all sweet.
There you are. Yeah,
Here we go.
very.
Let's try some more.
We're only going to be salty on Tuesday.
I'm trying to make your name is Isabella. Welcome. Are you doping up a show with Andrew? I wish I was doping up a show with Andrew. We could kick it. Okay, let me see. No question. Okay. Did you
To my
lady?
knowledge, no criminal charges were ever pressed on him. There
No,
was
I
the
think
whole
you made
thing with
deals.
there was the whole thing with the OLR, the Office of wow, what is I can't remember what OLR stands for right now. It'll come to me in a minute.
Attorneys, or no, it's um, obligation
Somebody
to.
help me out. Somebody
I don't
knows
know
what
what it is.
OLR is. I know what. Give me a minute. I'll find it. I have it right here. But I mean, there was it's the department that regulates the lawyers, and it was who the complaint was filed with, and it's who ultimately he went back and forth with. I mean, he's such a narcissistic piece of shit that he actually like argued back and forth with these people that how dare they punish him for this. He definitely tried to minimize his whole sexting scandal, which what he did, if anybody's ever read the text messages that he sent to these women or heard about the things that he did, it's reprehensible. He is everything he accused Stephen Avery of being. That's exactly, he is everything that he accused Stephen Avery of being. I'm going to find them. Give me 2 seconds.
I'm sure you would, however, does anybody, if you know, if there was a, I like the way you spell document which states that they have found business of Teresa or Bones. If you're saying Bones, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. Hello, Barb. Welcome to Shit Talking Tuesday. Nope, trash talking. I wanted to put shit talking. Okay, I wanted to put a whole
We can
bunch.
change. Well, you can change it to whatever you want.
Yeah, and oh, I forgot to explain it to them. You guys get to pick who we talk about next. Okay, so we'll at the end of the
Absolutely.
yeah, you guys can put it in and please leave a comment who you'd like us to talk about because there's a lot of characters in this forever changing criminal case of Stephen and Brendan, and I know for me it's going to be fun talking about O'Helly. Oh, so fun. And Mr. Meow Meow, get away, get to your sandbox. That's going to be fun too. I can't wait. Anyway, here's something you all can listen to. I'm going to let you listen to this. This is Mr. Kratz when he was explaining his sexting. Okay. So here we go. Hopefully it works. Can you see that? I hope they can see it.
I can see it. If I can see it, they should be able to see it. I don't know that I can hear it yet, though.
No, he's not talking yet.
Okay.
Look at that scared chicken. Look at him. Caught. You're caught. He looks like I'm caught. I'm fucking caught.
I can't hear it. No, there's no volume.
I don't know if I can change that.
Send it to me and I can play it. Send me that link and I can play it on the phone like we did last night. For
All right. Gotcha.
We'll get it played.
Guys, we're learning. I'm learning. So just please bear with me. This is low budget Linda Productions.
Yeah, actually, I'll have to take my earbuds out too. Hang on.
Okay. All right. We'll stop him.
All right.
Yeah, we'll stop him from doing that. And I will send to you this.
Where are you going to send it? Discord or Facebook?
Facebook.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. This should work. It worked last night.
Okay, guys, you got to hear this because this guy is like too. I wanted to see his face though because his face is priceless. Get him off, Becky says. Hi, Becky. Hi, Spooky. Oh, Captain Crunch. Thank you for coming. Maz.
Good afternoon.
Clara.
I'd like to make a public statement at this time. Indicate I will not be entertaining any questions at the conclusion of this prepared statement. As you know, during late October of 2009,
Can you hear that, Linda?
Okay. I had engaged in an exchange of text messages with a domestic abuse victim whose ex-boyfriend was being prosecuted by our office. I had asked the young woman if she'd be interested in a personal relationship after the conclusion of the case. My behavior was inappropriate. I'm embarrassed and ashamed for the choices that I made, and the fault was mine alone. This is about my behavior and not anybody else's behavior. I've been a prosecutor for 25 years, and as most of you are aware, have been a zealous advocate for the rights of crime victims during that entire time. This behavior showed a lack of respect, not only for my position, but for the young woman that was involved. Protecting the rights of crime victims has been my life's work. I intend to continue to serve as the Calumet County District Attorney, as I have been elected to do. Although this incident came at a time that was difficult for me and my wife, I also have demonstrated a lack of respect for her and offer a personal apology for the substantial stress that she and, in fact, my entire family have had to endure over the last several days. Any kind of suggestive electronic communication, even in a personal nature, demonstrates arrogance and a lack of respect. After considering my selfishness and my arrogance in contacting this young woman, I immediately engaged in individual psychotherapy to address these issues. I have today decided to seek additional help in addressing these issues and may consider personal time off as my duties here in Calumet County and as the court calendar may allow. I hope to regain the trust of the crime victims community, the trust of my staff, and the respect of the citizens of Calumet County. Once again, I'd like to offer my sincere and heartfelt apology not only to the young woman that was involved, but to everybody who has been so deeply affected by this lack of judgment. I'd like to thank you all for coming this afternoon. As I've indicated, with my apologies, I won't be accepting any questions at this time.
There you go.
Would not accept.
Harry Kratz, a scumbag piece of shit. You got that right, Mr. Andrew. That is for real. He's a joke. They should be able to ask him. Yes, you know why? Because did you see him? He looked like a deer in fucking headlights, man. He was like, oh no, I'm caught. I had my fingers in that cookie jar and they slammed the cover. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it is disgusting. He is disgusting. He won't even admit anything. I mean, I just disrespected my wife. What do you think of that shit, Kristy?
I think every word out of his mouth there was a lie, and the only reason he was sorry is because he got caught. That's what, if he had never gotten caught, he'd still be doing it. Period. Right. When you do, he'd still be doing it. He'd still be doing it. And I think the fact that he uses Stephen Avery to justify his drug addiction, to justify his sexting, to justify his sex addiction. Fuck you, asshole. Pick something else to use. I'm tired of you using Stephen Avery. You have hated Stephen Avery since minute one, for God only knows why. Because he was more popular than you, because he,
right.
You know, he just really pisses me off. He really pisses me off. And Charles Darwin, I know you're out there. Come talk to me. I've told you a million times. Come talk to me.
I have never. Oh, I'm echoing. Oh, it's your phone.
No, my phone's not on. Hold on. I'll go back to my earbuds now.
That's what it is.
It'll take a second, but it'll connect. All right, I'm connected. We're good.
Okay. Yep. See, it's gone. Do you know?
It's gonna get loud in here in a second. The dog's gonna freak out because the kids are home.
Okay. Do you know anything about his ex-wife? Has she ever spoken out about him? You know, I've never heard anything about her. I do not know. I don't even know what the woman looks like, but I'm sure she's plenty glad to be away from that asshole. I mean, come on. What an embarrassment, you know? First of all, you child abuser with Brendan, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. The sexting wasn't the worst part about it. He did it to domestic abuse victims. Exactly. These women were going to him for help after they were abused or whatever their situation was, but they were having their boyfriends prosecuted, husbands, whatever they were. And he talks about how his years as a victim's rights advocate. All it takes is one to undo everything else. And it wasn't one, it was 30. It was over 30. And there was more in the earlier days that we don't even know about. Can you take the dog out for me? Thank you.
That's hilarious. Read this.
I bet he wished his crotch had rubbed on that headbutt. Oh my God.
Good one, Julie.
She's a fantastic. Not embarrassed about his extra money he's made off back, Stephen. You know,
that's right.
I don't know if you guys were around for the book review, but
we got some of that too. We can talk about.
He talks about his final thoughts in the book. I must admit to being disappointed with the book writing experience. I don't think he's made much money off of Stephen, to be completely honest with you.
I don't think so either.
I don't think, and I
do
think
not.
that's part of his disdain. I think that's part of his. Yeah, I don't think many
$1 that
people.
and he probably bought it himself. First purchase
I bought
by his
it.
family.
I bought it. I paid for it. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know any better. I watched
Right.
Making a Murderer and I didn't know what to do. The first thing I did was go for a book. You know, I read many prosecutor and defense attorney books in other cases. Casey Anthony.
Rhonda.
I can't even think right now, but I've read plenty of prosecutor and defense attorney books. And so I figured, let's go to the prosecutor's book. Let's see, because, you know, the prosecutor's supposed to be on the up and up. So I read that book and I was even more convinced that it was bullshit, that there was more questions than answers.
Well,
The book.
I'm with you. My thing, I thought a prosecuting attorney is supposed to seek justice and they are supposed to say no if it's a bullshit case, right? I mean, they're the ones that control that part, right? For the state?
They are.
Oh, so sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm actually looking for something. I had it pulled up, but I don't. There is a specific email I'm looking for that I want to read. I just have to find it.
Let's hope he did lose money on it, because it's written like he has no education, okay? And that's supposed to be your editor, isn't it? That takes care of that. He waddles when he walks because his nuts never.
Never. You know what? I didn't even need to look up to see who wrote that to know that that was Julie. I didn't even need to know.
KK is worst slimy fuck who exists. Ken is a very good friend with Sukovit. Oh, you're right there.
They
you
went
are
to
very right there.
They attended Marquette University together. I don't know if they were there. I don't know that they knew each other, but it's 2 or 3 of the years that they were both there overlap.
Well, they were also on the ethics commission together.
Correct.
And thank you, Paul Capaldi, for telling me that, because that is where that came from. And, you know, if you want to hear the real facts about it, go on over to Paul's channel, because he did a whole series of every single one of his emails. There's an email in there when he's asking, and I think I have it, and I'm going to see if I have it here. Yeah. And if you want to read that, if you got it, that is
read what? What did you?
It's an email where he's begging what he can do for, you know, can you do this for me? Okay. It's where he's saying, well, what can you guys do for me? I gave you 25 years. You know what I'm saying? 25 years. It's like, what, dude? Get over yourself. Who cares? You didn't give anybody 25 years. You gave yourself 25 years.
Do you have it? Because it's exactly what I'm looking for.
I'm looking for it right now.
I think this might be. I got him.
Okay, good. Okay.
I got him. I got them all. I just got to figure out where it is and which one it is.
Yeah, I had them too, and I had them all up here. And I'm sorry, guys. You know, Linda, low budget.
They're on the They're on StephenAveryCase.org. If you actually just go Google Ken Kratz, OLR, OLR email or email to OLR, it'll bring you to it. You'll find it. Just a few things attached, text messages, blah 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 blah.
Does everybody want to see what Kratz looked like when he was a kid?
Oh my God!
When he's young.
Did you get him from the newspaper clippings that were in the room?
Yep.
I was cracking up at those a little while ago.
Okay. Yeah, I will share this with them because everybody needs to see. He was not that bad of a looking person, actually. He really wasn't. You know, I don't know, though. There we go. That is what Mr. Kratz used to look like. Before he, you know, he's still wet behind the ears here.
That must be before he was wrapped into a prize with a red ribbon on it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that is.
So that's what that's pre-prize status right there.
Yeah, that's pre-prize status. Exactly.
That's pre-prize status.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a ton of this.
Okay.
You know.
So
you get it?
Yeah, I got it. So Roy Court sends an email to Ken Kratz, and he addresses the text messages. And this is Ken Kratz's response. Thanks, Roy. I've reviewed the text messages and responses. First, other than providing a few compliments to this young lady, it does not appear to be sexual at all, nor does it suggest that course of conduct. No profanity or vulgarity is used. Quite the opposite. On several occasions, I remind this young lady that if she does not want to communicate at all in a more personal way with me, all she needs to do is tell me. I even reiterate that I respect her desire to not be contacted further if that is her choice. Other than the timing of the communication during the criminal case, and noting any future conversations with her would have to be after Shannon, the defendant's case, is concluded, it remains a series of respectful messages with responses of a positive or neutral nature. Please note my career-long dedication to the rights of crime victims, my drafting CH 950 with assistance obviously from members of DOJ, my being appointed chairman of the CVRB 11 years ago, and having presided over every hearing or complaint ever filed before that body, my recognition by the AG for my many years of service to crime victims. After all that, and noting the lack of sexual or other disrespectful communication with this woman, is it still your belief that my resignation from CVRB is required? Please have Mr. Thelen contact me if there are further questions. I have reviewed CH 950, the Wisconsin Criminal Code, and the Wisconsin Rules of Professional Conduct and failed to see any violation. If you disagree, please notify me immediately. You fucking narcissistic piece of shit.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, we disagree with a lot of that shit, you asshole. What makes you think you should ever be a court-appointed anything, have anybody's freaking lives in their hand, their freedom in your hand, or anything to do with that? You should go straight to jail, you damn asshole.
Absolutely.
You know? And good day, Azzy.
I want to read Roy's response because Roy's response was great, and I'll try to make it quick. It's a little long, but it's good. Ken, Roy shared your email below with me, and I felt a response was warranted since you asked that we notify you immediately if we disagree with your conclusion that you have not violated CH 950 or any rules of professional conduct as a result of your interactions with redacted. As I indicated in our telephone conversation yesterday, we have concerns about your conduct on a number of different levels. In your email below, you indicate that your text message comments to redacted were complimentary in nature and do not appear to be sexual at all, nor does it suggest that course of conduct. Contrary to these assertions, your comments go well beyond mere compliments and cross the line into what would be construed as sexual harassment. Telling redacted she is pretty is complimentary. Telling her several times that she is hot or referring to her as a tall, young, hot nymph certainly has sexual overtones, as do your comments that you are beautiful and would make a great young partner someday, or I would want you to be so hot and treat me so well that you'd be the woman. Are you that good? In your November 2nd, 2009 email to Special Agent Helen, you indicated you would like to keep this out of the media if possible. I infer from this, as well as other statements in your text messages, that you were aware this conduct was inappropriate and that there would be consequences if it became public. Remember the text? Remember it would have to be special enough to risk it all? Over a 3-day period, you sent redacted approximately 30 text messages. She was disturbed enough that these communications with you that she contacted a local police department. In her statement to the department, she expressed concerns that if she did not do what you wanted her to do, you might throw out her case or possibly retaliate against her in other ways. She felt especially vulnerable because she had confided in you details of her relationship with her defendant boyfriend. Under these circumstances, it is not surprising that she felt compelled to respond to you, albeit in a neutral manner. As you well know, CH 950 provides that in this state, crime victims are to be treated with dignity, respect, courtesy, and sensitivity, and that prosecutors are to honor and protect the rights of crime victims. Wisconsin statute section 950.01 makes overtures to the victim in a case you are currently prosecuting could certainly be construed as a lack of respect and sensitivity for that person. So basically they go on to shove it up his ass. I'm not going to read all that. I will post a link to this somehow. How do I do this from here? I will figure this out. I will get a link up to this in a few minutes. This is very comical to read. This is exactly what I was looking for. This was definitely worth it. He makes no, what's the word I'm looking for? He takes no accountability for this and definitely tries to play it off as if it's nothing. He makes every attempt he can to avoid a consequence from this, and finally he's given no choice. So these are absolutely worth reading. I'm gonna get
That's what we're talking
somehow.
about. Kenneth Kratz, the prosecuting, the DA from Wisconsin, who prosecuted Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey, but we're talking about, just to say a quick, probably know that more. Most people know Brendan, but we don't want to talk about Brendan.
Ooh. Make sure I have my volume off. Nope.
Yep, there we go. And hey, I found that your answer to who was that? The name of that thing you were what was it? There's something
OLR.
Right on. Susan, I had it up here so everybody got to see what it was. I don't know where it is now. But anyway, I mean, I would have to go all the way back up because we got a lot of people talking in here. I'm trying to get everybody's, comments and, what is this here? He never blocks anybody. The first thing you say to him, he does.
He probably does drive a white van.
He probably does. I mean, if he does, shoot him. Here we go. Be like your man out of Manhunter. Yep, I can't find it. It is Susan who wrote it, and it's there. Where is it? Gosh.
Well, with that said, Julie, if Laura and Moira are there recording in any way, shape, or form, I believe Millbilly and I will actually be there this year at the rally. We have every intention on going. I know Linda plans on going. We would love as many supporters as we can to go. I think this is great. I'm going to do everything in my power to get there. Millbilly definitely plans on being there. I'm going to meet with Debbie Hochstetler so that we can meet up in person too. We're going to have a good time. So.
Yep, I'm going to rally because also they're kicking off the $50 million bullet documentary. And
yeah, you were telling me about that.
And at Eagle Nation in Mina, and I will be there because I covered that. That's my other case. And I'm supposed to be in the documentary. So, hey, nice. I might get started for about 2 seconds. Who knows, But I think I'm going to be there as a YouTuber, actually, to tell you the truth. So that might be nice to be myself. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. So we're going to have
that's great.
And they're also talking at rally to go to Madison on Friday and stand on the, in Madison at the governor's door and raise some noise there because that will be, bring some attention to, Evers. Maybe he can see us and know that we're real. And, because Josh Call might be just putting that under there and not even seeing it. He might not even see it. We don't know. Hello, Kristy. Hi, 411. He's got a great channel, guys. Check him out. 411
I will.
now. God
definitely.
loves
I'll write it down so I remember.
Channel. And Ozzy Outlaw has a great channel. And them two do a channel called Help Me. I think it's called Help Me.
Oh, girl, you're gonna have to send me or tell me later, and I will subscribe to all of them. I'm really just starting to get into this whole YouTube thing. I've stayed away from YouTube for the longest time, but I don't know, I'm kind of liking it.
I give people.
I think we're having a great time. Absolutely, I will. And actually, I'll take this moment to remember. If you're interested, contact me. We are as Fall Play. We have started a website.
Link is in the description.
It is well, it's not 100% up and running yet, so don't expect too much of it. We're still working on it. It's still a work in progress. If you're interested in having your YouTube channel linked to that website, let me know. I'm trying to bring the community together a little bit more. I'm trying to get us to work together. I'm trying to get differences put aside. We don't all have to like each other, but we're all here for the same cause, and I just want us to all come together and work for that. we get so much done. We'd get so much more done together than we do separated. So if you would like to be linked to this page, you know, anybody who goes to the followplay.info page will have, you know, they'll be able to get to your YouTube channel from there. So,
yeah, I mean, we're trying to
yeah, I'm on Discord.
get us
However,
all together.
absolutely, it's all I want to do. So,
yeah, we definitely work better as a team than we do opposing sides. We make more sense, and I mean, you know, that's about time we stop being petty. I mean, some people are petty, and I'm going to put it out there. Let's not be petty, people. Okay, we're in this to get them boys out, show support, and make some noise and make some changes for the justice system, so this shit doesn't happen to anybody else. So another 16-year-old kid doesn't get his life taken from him when he gives a false confession, is fed everything there was. When a man who is falsely convicted for 18 years gets out 2 years, and because he's suing them and they don't like him, boom, he's in for murder with planted evidence. And if y'all think that the documentary made me think that, it didn't. All it did was make me want to find out what the was going on. So I dug and I found out, you know what? They are wrong. They should not be there. And for me, 1 hour in jail when you didn't do anything is way too freaking long, dude. You do not need to be there ever, you know? So I will fight, and hopefully the justice system will change. Wisconsin is a dirty ass place. Yes, this happens everywhere. I understand that. But in Wisconsin, I don't think it happens like it does there.
thank you, Dark Side of the Moon. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for all your comments. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Maz, I'm not sure what's going on, but I love you. And you should have been on Discord last night. We had a great time last night playing trivia. We had a great time playing with the 8-ball bot. We had a great time. Yeah, I saw you were muted. I couldn't get you there.
Click on it and you can get to God Loves Me and Ozzy's channel together. They take questions, and I think it goes through Twitter, and they are definitely on my Twitter feed, so you can get it from there, and you can ask them questions, and they're funny as hell. And Ozzy's got a great, sexy Australian voice. I absolutely love it. I don't know what he looks like, but I don't care. I got a picture in my mind, and that's all that I need. You know what I'm saying? So
Foul Play shows Linda's online. Let's see. Let's see if Linda is online.
Mhm.
Let's see.
I am online.
No, you're not. Well, I don't know which part of. Oh yeah. The link, it shows that she's live, right? It shows that she's live from the page. I thought you meant because there's a Discord widget. I thought you could see us logged into Discord, but no, we're not. Neither one of us is logged into Discord right now.
No, but I got Discord up here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in there.
Do you think I should play the Dig'em Ninja? The Kratz freaks out when texting abuse thing that was in the Kratz room?
I don't know what is. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe I didn't see it.
Okay, go to the Kratz room and you'll see. I think Pet put it up.
What did I do with it? Right here. It should be here.
The Dream Camera. How about the Dream? The Ripper Jack put this out. I love him. He was one of the first YouTubers to ever talk about making a murderer. Okay, him, Casey Oliver, and Eric Cozy. And then there was somebody else, and I don't remember his name. But Ripper Jack Gaming, he's great. And he put this thing out. Do you see that? The Dream Kratz interview?
Yep, I just found him. You want me to play him?
Yeah, go ahead and play it.
All right, hang on. Oh,
Dry lips.
I gotta take this. Guys. Yeah, I gotta take this out again. Hang on.
You guys are in for some treats.
All right. Hang on, we gotta go past the ad.
Hello, folks. It's Johnny Jack here with the dream interview we've all dreamed of. The interview with Ken Kratz. He would not agree to go on camera, so this is a voice interview only. He did promise to answer honestly and give us the answers that we've been asking the questions to for so long. The hard questions, the questions about planted evidence, who planted it, and such. The questions that we already know the answers to, but we we haven't gotten the answers, we've gotten the runaround. So this is that interview, the dream interview. I dreamed of it just a week ago, and here it is now for you to hear. So I won't make you wait any further. Here is the interview with Ken Kratz. In 3, 2, 1. Hey, Ken, thanks a lot for sitting down with me this evening. There's going to be some questions that I have on the list here that I want to go over with you. But the first question that I want to ask you is, looking back at the documentary and watching it, if you were to say something to yourself, to that person 10 years ago, what would you say to Ken Kratz?
Ken, you're a piece of shit.
Wow, Ken, I don't even know how to respond to you calling yourself a piece of shit, except that I think my listeners would probably agree to that. So I'm not going to argue with you on that matter. Here's a question I have for you. You spoke to me last night about some meetings that you have had with a couple of defense attorneys that you're friends with. Now that you're a defense attorney, in your meetings, how would you look at this case based on where you are now as a defense attorney?
Stephen Avery may be guilty. We still think the cops may have been involved where he deserves another trial.
That's interesting, Ken, coming from you. So the fact that you brought up a new trial and how the cops were involved somehow, there is speculation that the blood was
Can I hear? I can hear noise at your house. That's what it is.
planted
Oh, let me shut that up.
in the SUV by Detective Colburn or Detective Link by means of a Q-tip, or maybe it could have been done with a needle. How do you think that blood got put in that SUV, and would it be that hard to actually plant the blood in the SUV? How is that even possible to happen?
The blood gets in there through a needle going through the top of the purple top tube. It's no more complicated than that.
Okay, Ken, hold on just a second. You're saying that the blood was planted. I want to know who put that hole in the tube. Who's the one that ran the needle through the tube to get the blood to plant in that SUV? Was it you, Ken? Did you do that?
Yeah, I was the one that put that hole in the tube.
No surprise there, Ken. I kind of figured you had something to do with it since you were so hell-bent on having these two guys convicted for a crime that they didn't commit, in my opinion. Now, there's a rumor out there that there was a nurse that was interviewed by Detective Link and Detective Colburn. Not very many people know about this, but who else knows about this interview that was done with this nurse?
The lawyers knew that there was a nurse who was interviewed.
Okay, Ken. And then what happened after Detective Colburn and Detective Link interviewed this nurse?
A report was done.
Okay, a report was done. And this is where things get a little shady for me. After the report was done, what did Detective Link and Detective Colburn tell you happened to her right in front of them?
She just died.
Wow. And from what I understand, that report has been missing and was never turned in. So what a big coincidence, because from what I understand, that report contradicted the timeline that the state presented in its case against Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey. Do you want to tell Detective Link or Detective Colburn anything as of today, now that this new information has come out? Is there something that you want to tell them since they're going to be listening to this interview?
Look, I'm a defense attorney now. I'm in private practice now, and as a defense attorney, I've got more in common with Dean Strang and Jerry Buting than I do with the state of Wisconsin right now.
So am I to assume by that comment that you're telling them you want them to hire you as their defense attorney for this case with this nurse?
Stop.
Oh, okay, I get it. Like attorney-client privilege, you can't talk about it. Okay, I understand that. Ken, I have one more question for you, and then our time is up, but I have one more question for you. When is the best time to sext or take advantage of a female domestic violence victim? When is the best time to go after them?
I don't sex anybody, much less victims of domestic violence, and so I wouldn't do that.
Okay, I understand you can't really answer that, but let's just say hypothetically, you have someone that's been victimized by someone. Hypothetically, when would the opportune time be to take advantage of that person?
The first 3 weeks.
I really didn't think you were going to answer that question. I was just kidding, but that's pretty sick. So that's all the time I have, folks. Here, please subscribe to my channel so you'll get notices on new. Mike Bloomberg is a doer, but he's somebody who's accountable and responsible for his actions.
Or we got a commercial thing.
That was 3 years ago. So, back then, I'm going to echo some of that.
Oh, is this, do you want me to do the second one?
If you want to.
All right, hang on. I gotta get back up there. Here it is.
So, okay.
Were these seems highly inappropriate.
That can't be your first question, Ryan. I mean, you were about to tell me what you have, and so I'm happy to listen.
I mean, I have the message.
You said you talked to Stephanie.
I have copies of the text message.
And what is it that Stephanie would like to do about this?
I'm asking you, was this appropriate?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay. Do you regret sending these messages?
I'm not going to comment on that. What would Stephanie like to do about this? Are you unwilling to answer that question?
She told me that she feels that it's a double standard. She said if an average person out there that sent messages like this, she believes it was sexual harassment, they'd be out of a job. She feels like you're not going to be charged criminally. You did nothing criminally wrong.
Did she say I did anything professionally, ethically wrong?
Yeah.
She thinks I did.
Yeah.
Does she recall getting a response from OLR?
That's what I was going to ask you. What is?
I'm sorry, you didn't answer that. Does she recall getting a response from OLR?
I don't know the answer to that question.
You're telling me that she didn't tell you that OLR said there was no violation?
Okay.
Is that what you're telling me?
The OLR wouldn't tell me that.
Did Stephanie tell you that?
No, she didn't.
Okay. OLR, well, and that's the point, because that's the confidential part. Because as you know, I'll tell you generally and hypothetically what OLR does. If OLR receives a complaint, and if OLR finds that it's not even worthy of an investigation,
no, it's the light in here. The light is coming.
Not only
you can't see
lets everybody involved know about that, but they also. Is there a reason you're taking pictures?
Yeah, this is a news event.
No, this isn't an event, Ryan. This is a non-news story, okay? And I would prefer that you not take any pictures of me. If OLR finds that there's no violation, it's confidential. You know that. No lawyer can tell you about this. You know that. Whoever fed this story to you, whoever fed this story to you has a personal agenda. You know that. You know you're being used.
I do not know that. And,
who fed you this story, Ryan? Let's see how honest you're going to be with me.
Public records. I have the police report.
Who asked you to look at this? Who asked you to look at it?
I have public documents.
Who asked you to look at it, Ryan?
We don't reveal our sources.
Yeah, why?
I have public documents.
Are you going to be honest with me, Ryan? You're going to tell me who fed you this story and wanted a personal agenda advanced? Are you going to tell me that? Are you going to tell me that?
No one fed me anything. I'm a reporter. I find out about things.
Nobody fed you this story? Nobody said you should look at Chilton and a case from a year ago, just out of the blue. When you talked to DOJ last Friday, and you quoted them in your story about the stem cell case, and that's the day you learned about this. That's not just a coincidence, right? It's not a coincidence that all of a sudden this comes up.
I
want to hear how honest you are.
DOJ all the time. The story's not about me. I'm not a public official. I'm not a prominent.
I asked you, and we're on the record.
District attorney.
Did any of this come from DOJ? Was it fed you by DOJ at all?
I told you. I
was it or not?
Public
Brian?
documents. I'm not going to reveal any sources.
Why won't you tell me whether DOJ fed you this? Whether you think that this is a personal, embarrassing attachment? I want to know if they fed you the story and told you to look into it. That's what I asked you, and you're sitting here and you won't answer me.
I don't have to. I'm not a public.
Okay. I'm going to answer. By the way, hear your answer. You're going to hear a lot of those that I don't have to answer that. I am going to give you the OLR that there was no violation.
Okay.
If you're going to do a story, you can decide whether or not you are going to include that in your story.
I will. That's one of my questions.
That's perfect.
What the status of all that is.
I can't believe, and you can put this on the record. I don't know who wants you to do this non-story. It wasn't Stephanie. I'm telling you that right now. Stephanie didn't contact you in Madison, Wisconsin to do this story.
She spoke to me.
She spoke to you after you got her address and after you found out where she lived.
And she's still clearly upset.
Mr. Foley, there's only one other agency that knows about this. If you want to sit there and lie to me, lie to me. You told me on the phone, obviously not anybody from DOJ. If you want to lie to me, go ahead, Mr. Foley.
I didn't tell you that. I said I don't reveal.
You said obviously not.
Documents.
I asked you if DOJ fed this to you. You said obviously not. Wrote it down, but you said obviously not. You want to lie to me, Mr. Foley?
I'm not lying to anyone.
Okay, I'm going to ask you again. Did DOJ feed you this story?
No. I told you.
Did you speak to either Mr. Kosh, Mr. Van Hollen, Mr. Potter, or anybody from DOJ, and did they ask you to look into this story? Are you going to answer that question?
Are you going to give me?
This is like 15 more minutes long. So if anybody wants me to stop, tell me. Otherwise, I'm going to keep playing it. I can't hear you, Linda. You're muted.
Your side story, because I'm not being interviewed here. I'm not.
Are you going to answer that question?
I'm a reporter. I don't have to. I told you. I talked to the victim. I have the police report from Kaukauna. I have the text messages.
You're willing to be used, Mr. Foley. You're willing for them to.
I'm getting.
Are you on DOJ's payroll?
I'm getting your.
Are you willing to advance their public or professional or political agenda? Is that what you're here for?
I'm here to get your side of the story.
It's an agenda, Mr. Foley. You know that. You're advancing somebody's personal agenda, and you're cool with that. You're okay with
No,
it.
I'm not.
You are so cool with that from a year ago that you think this is news because they say, hey, Ryan, why don't you look into this case? This is something sweet. Maybe we can divert it from what's going on here in DOJ. Maybe you won't look at the stem cell stuff. Maybe whatever. Why don't you go look at Ken Kratz and dig this thing up? Nobody, without being fed the entire story, would have access to that. Don't deny that.
Explain why this is not a story, sir. You are
because there is no criminal violation and there is no OLR violation.
But was this appropriate behavior?
I'm not answering that question.
Well,
OLR says it was not a violation.
Well,
that's the answer.
Being a violation is different than being something that.
That's the answer I'm giving you.
Okay.
It was not a violation.
Okay.
I'm going to see the guts you have if you're going to say who fed you this story in the story. Who asked you to look into it? It's going to be, it's hilarious.
Now
that I know what kind of reporter you are and that you're willing to be used, that will dictate the rest of this interview. Go ahead. Is Mr. Van Hollen's political agenda? Is that who wants to be advanced here? I'm going to ask them, by the way, if they released this confidential information. I'm going to ask them.
I told you all I have. I called the.
Somebody told you about this, Mr.
That's
Foley.
a public record. The
Somebody told. Kakana called you?
I said they called me. I said they released the information.
Somebody told you about it, Mr. Foley.
I find out about things all the time. I've been a reporter for 6 years in the state. I've covered your cases before.
Really? What have you learned about me, Mr. Foley? About me and crime victims? What have you learned about me?
Well, I know
That I treat crime victims like this? Is that what you learned?
these messages. And things like that.
Is that's what you've learned about me and crime victims? You haven't learned that I've been the chairman of the Crime Victims' Rights Board, that for 15 years I've not only advocated for, but I wrote the law on crime victims in Wisconsin.
Right.
You didn't learn about that. So
Yeah, I did.
So you would embarrass me personally and professionally, despite the findings of OLR, because you want to advance somebody else's political agenda. You will do that, right? That's what you're saying. Whoever fed this to you, garnering favor with them is more
story. Why are you so worried that I'm going to write about it?
Because it's my reputation, and once the genie's out of the bottle,
Blow hard.
saying
His
there's no
reputation.
basis
His
for violation.
reputation.
When
No
that
reputation
genie
on the
leaves the
bottom of my
bottle,
shoe.
most reputable reporters say, I'm not reporting it because OLR says there's no violation.
Most reputable prosecutors don't go on live TV and give the press conference that you gave, you piece of shit.
That's right. You don't poison them.
Sorry.
Violation. Most reputable reporters do that. Not ones that are willing to be on somebody else's
Hi, Dr.
payroll or agenda or advance their
Paid
agenda.
by the Associated Press, the world's largest news organization. I've written, covered politics in the state. Well, I'm curious. Let's see the OLR report. On what basis did they?
Ask OLR for it.
They don't. I did.
Ask
They said they can't
Stephanie
comment.
Grohl for it. Van Grohl. She has it. Ask her for it. Ask her for the report that says there's no violation. Ask her for that. She has it. You must have asked her. You must have asked her, wasn't this reported to OLR, and what was the response? You sat here and lied and said, gee, I didn't get that from her, but you must have asked for that. You're a reporter, right? That'd be the first question out of your mouth. Didn't you know that there was no violation, Stephanie? Didn't you know that when you reported this, that there was no violation? Yes, Mr. Foley, there was no violation, but because you contacted me, I've got to make a statement because somebody in Madison wants you to dig into this. It sickens me, Mr. Foley, because let me just tell you why, and I'm not being mean, but because this has been investigated by two different agencies who both found no violation.
That's why I'm coming up here to get your side of the story. I'm glad that you pointed this out.
Don't soft talk me.
I'm not soft talking you.
Okay. Don't say that you want my side of the story because you've decided to already run the story where most reputable reporters would not run the story to preserve the reputational interests of the lawyers when OLR says there's no violation. You get that concept, of course, that when it's investigated and they say there's no violation, that you don't do the hatchet story. Because you don't do it because it tries to preserve the reputational interests of lawyers that cooperate and there's no basis for a violation. That's why those stories aren't ever done. But somebody wants you to do it. Somebody wants you so badly to do it that they fed you all of those facts. They won't confirm it on the record because they are cowards. Will they confirm it on the record, Mr. Foley? No. Why? Because DOJ and their lawyers, which let's just say hypothetically, that DOJ during this investigation said, we assure you that we will not release this publicly. Let's assume they hypothetically said that. Now let's assume they need you. Let's assume they need some publicity for something. And then let's assume they fed this story to you. You want to use whatever word you want. Let's assume they fed this story to you, despite those assurances. What does that mean to you, Mr. Foley? Anything? Obviously not. It's not you, it's not your family, it's not your reputation. your reputation in small Chilton, we're not talking about Milwaukee or Madison, in small Chilton where something that just the allegation of can ruin a local prosecutor. You don't care about that, and here's why you don't. Because now that you know that there's no violation, now that you know OLR said there's no violation, you're still predisposed to write a story.
Did you send these text messages?
I'm not answering that question.
Okay. Because that's news. That
Really? According to who?
according to the Associated Press.
Okay. So that means
is it okay for a prosecutor?
I'm not answering. Is it okay for it?
What?
I'm answering whether OLR believes that's a violation.
There's difference between a technical violation or a criminal violation and appropriate.
Who told you that?
I'm saying that. I just know that I'm a reporter. Why are you so worried about the story getting out if there's nothing here?
Oh, come on. Why are you so worried about an OLR violation having been alleged and they find no violation? Why would OLR keep it confidential? Don't you think they're worried about reputational interests of the lawyers too? I'm worried about it because of my reputational interests. I'm worried about it because of my 25 years as a...
Oh, he pissed me off. What do you mean? Can you play that again? Did he just say there's no story, there's no violation, there's no lying sack of shit? Continue.
Prosecutor. That's why I'm worried about this story. I'm worried that a reporter would be willing to be fed a story like this and go with it. I'm worried that you didn't get this from Miss Van Grohl. I'm worried about this young woman. I'm wondering if you're going to name her, by the way.
He's worried about this.
You're going to use her name.
An interview on the record.
She is willing to give her name out there.
Yes.
Did she tell you how many text messages she sent me?
I have those too.
Good. So she told you she sent 23 text messages.
Many one-word answers.
Right. Okay. What's your next question, Mr. Foley? Do you have one?
Now, yeah, I have learned a lot about you. You mentioned your past as, crime victims advocate.
Chairman, Crime Victims' Rights Board.
Yeah, absolutely. You did help establish that. 1998.
I was the only chairman since 98, between 98
right.
and December of 09.
Have you stepped down from that board?
I resigned from that board in December of 09.
Okay, why did you do that?
I'm not answering that. I will give you the correspondence, my resignation correspondence from them that I will release.
Okay.
That I'm happy to release.
Okay. Why did you step aside from the Shannon Conitzer prosecution?
There was a conflict of interest.
Okay. What was that conflict?
I don't have to answer, nor will I. And you might want to add as you're writing things down, because my understanding from Supreme Court Rule 22, excuse me just a second, let me just grab this. Supreme Court Rule 22.40 subsection 1, that these matters and any investigation therein remains confidential.
Yeah, but you're free to speak about it.
If I wanted to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
and other people are free to speak about it.
Other people?
Well, person who made the complaint.
Let's see who's going on the okay.
I'm just saying, so.
I'd like to see if Ms. Van Grohl or somebody else, other people are going to speak about this. Tell me what quotes you have about the OLR complaint. You have any quotes about that?
I have
other than from me?
And I'm hoping to actually look at it.
You have a lot from me.
Well, saying that OLR cleared you, yeah.
No, saying that the matter remains confidential and telling you that hypothetically, if they found that there was no violation, that they would not verify or release any information. That's what I told you.
You said repeatedly that OLR found no violation.
We're done. if you want to trick me into saying,
I'm not tricking. I have it on tape.
you're
That's
using
over.
me for the confirmation.
I am not using you for the
Because you have
confirmation.
nobody else that will confirm that there is an OLR complaint. Will you? Or do you?
I'm not.
Do you have somebody that will confirm that there's an OLR complaint?
No, I don't. Because OLR won't say that.
So when I asked you, are you using me to confirm that? And you sat there and said
I
no.
think it's the case, the whole overall case.
I know what I'm dealing with, Mr. Foley. I see it. Okay? I see advancing a political agenda when I see it. When it sits in front of
What's the political agenda?
I told you about this, Mr. Foley. That's the political agenda. Follow it. Follow it back to who told you that you should write a story about this. You're not that dumb, Mr. Foley. You've been doing this long enough.
What's the
You've been doing this long enough.
I don't understand what the political agenda.
I don't either. But you should figure it out. You should figure out why DOJ wants you to write a story about this. Figure it out. How hard is that? Did you ask that question when they told you? When whoever leaked it to you, when they told you, did you ask why? Why? What agenda? How does this help you if I run this? Did you ask that question? You know what you're going to say to me? No. You don't care. You don't care why. You don't care why they wanted you to write this story. You should. You should care why. You should know why you're being used.
I'm not being used.
You should ask that question, shouldn't you, Mr. Ford? You should ask that question. Why do you want me to run this on Ken Kratz? What personally happened between Ken and JB Van Hoen? What personally happened? If they want to personally, not professionally, personally embarrass him. What personally happened? Do you know, Mr. Ford? Do you know, do you know why JB Van Hoen was
Couple more
suspended?
seconds.
Do you?
I don't know if JB Van Hoen wants this run. I don't know what is the history.
Nobody in that office, this is off the record, nobody in that office can shit.
Ooh,
It's
oh,
over. It almost sounds like there was some kind of physical altercation for a few seconds there.
put your earbuds in, or I'm an echo.
I'm actually gonna jump out and hop back in from my phone. So give me 2 seconds and I'll be right back because I gotta go get my daughter. So I will be right back.
Gotcha. Okay, she's got to get in the car. Here we go. Boo fucking who is right. Poor Kenny baby. Oh my God, did you hear him? It's not a story. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. Oh my God, he drives me nuts. He makes me want to drink. My head feels like it's going to explode listening to him. I mean, what a waste of skin and air in my book. I can't stand this guy. He drives me nuts. You know, I mean, let's see. What else do we got here? We've got a ton of stuff. I know Kristy's got a bunch of stuff. And thank you, J-Jax, because we're using a lot of your stuff here. You just missed Ripper doing his perfect interview. I don't know if you've I'm sure you've heard it. It was a long time ago. The dream interview with Ken Kratz. That was fantastic. I loved it. I loved it. And being 3 years ago, he was exactly what everybody was thinking. So, you know, it was really good. I mean, he's got some fantastic tweets too. Like he's always reaching out for people. Like, oh, let me get in on this. Here we go. Let's see this. Let me get something here. I have something here. Where is it? What did I do with them? I think they're down here. I think they're courtesy of J-Jax and his emails to ponder on. Okay. Oh, this one's good. Let me see if I can get it up here to read. He's writing to Thomas Fallon. I'm going to share this screen. Okay. There we go. Okay. I can get it up here. There we go. Why don't we give this a read? Oh, this was January 4th, and I believe he's talking about Brendan. Yep, for Chicago. Tom, first, I would like to attend the arguments in Chicago on 214. Is there anything I need to do to arrange seats? I'm quite certain Thomas Fassbender wants to join me. Second, as an argument may be incredibly fact specific, I am asking that Fassbender and I be invited, observe, participate in the mock argument. Make sure you intend to do at DOJ. I have to believe that most nobody knows. What the hell does that mean? What is that guy talking about? I have no idea, but he drives me nuts. What is this? I love reading your guys' comments. Sweaty boy and baseball bat. His voice would reach new octave. I mean, I love the look on his face. He looked like a deer in headlights when he was giving that, oh, I've disrespected my wife and I have this and that. And there's Kristy. Sorry, Kristy. And all that kind of stuff. Are you still there, Kristy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Again?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
hear me?
I didn't know. What is
No,
my
okay.
take on flat Earth? I don't think the Earth is flat. That's my opinion. To listen to this. Okay. Not a clue. You didn't know what he meant neither, did you, J-Jax? I mean, I have no idea why he wants to insert himself in something he claims to have nothing to do with. Okay, number one. Number two, why do you write a book that stinks? I mean, my God, his book stinks. I mean, we did that book review, and I'd love to go back on some of that stuff too. You know, we've been going for an hour talking about just this asshole for real. I can't even believe it. Kratz just can't let go of his once held power. And you know what? That might be it. Narcissistic people are like that. But he goes way beyond anything that's even what do you call tech book narcissistic, if you ask me, don't you think, Kristy?
Definitely takes it to a whole new level. I can hear you. You can't hear me.
Well, yeah, I can hear you now if you talk.
Oh, okay. I'm talking.
Right.
Now I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. Oh, he does. He goes above and beyond. He goes above and beyond narcissistic. He takes it to a whole new level. He's not as smart as he thinks he is, and that's his problem. Is he thinks he's smart and he's not. Why is he the only one talking about the case, and why does he have to be Charles Darwin on YouTube? Why can't he be Ken Kratz? If he's so proud of himself, why fucking hide? And before I forget, because I just got a text message a little while ago from my Thirsty for Theory Thursday co-host, please go subscribe to the Foul Play YouTube channel. He yells at me because I always forget.
Oh, we got that in the description. My mod's been putting it up. So
I know he wants me to. He tells me I have to say it. So there.
Well, please,
I said it, Jeff.
we do that at the end too. But that's okay, Chris. You can say whatever you like on here. You got it right, Crockett. It is power. He had a lot of power, and a man with that kind of thinking should never be allowed to have that much power. That is what happened. He thought, and he is. Let's just face it. He really is. He's untouchable, unaccountable for any of his actions that he has done. That's just the way Wisconsin has it. I think they ought to change that. And maybe what we're doing could help change a lot of it, actually, if we just keep on it. I mean, he had way too much power. He should have known as a prosecuting attorney that this was a bunch of bullshit and that he shouldn't have had any part of it. He should have stepped away from it, and then this wouldn't all be here, but they had it bad. They had it bad for Stephen, and you're welcome, Jeff. They had it bad for Stephen, and there's many more reasons. I mean, once he settled that suit, they didn't have no reason to do that. But before that, they had a reason to plant. Okay. Then when he settled, They didn't have a reason. So the 36 million was off the table then. But that by then the damage is already done. They got him in court. And you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know, he's just, what is this here? Yeah. Too much power is absolutely dangerous and should be removed. I agree. And he should be held accountable because what he has done is beyond. I mean, he should never practice law. He should never be able to even speak on it, law at all. I mean, he broke laws. He broke ethics codes. I mean, we read that thing to you in the beginning, and there'll be a link to that too, I'm sure.
And not for nothing. Damn, I always forget my train of thought. I hate when that happens. I see a squirrel and it's all over. Shit. Give me a second.
Squirrel.
Why does that always happen? I had it and then it just, the whole power and ego thing. Jeff and I actually recorded a podcast with Chad Keller and Juan Tescrew last night. And Juan Tescrew and I were talking about it. Power and ego are a dangerous fucking thing. And I look at, he made an analogy in the podcast that you guys will hear, about the nerdy kid in school who got picked on and then goes to the police academy and now he's walking around with a badge and a gun. I mean, I have a funny feeling Ken Kratz was that person in high school, middle school, wherever. I have a funny feeling he was the one that got picked on and he was the social outcast, and now he's in a position of power and he utilizes it and he uses it to his advantage. And if he did this to Stephen and Brendan, how many other people did he do it to? They're not the only ones. There's no way they're the only ones.
Okay, let me see. What does he say? Message where Kratz is trying to access this. Oh, yeah, that's a really good one. Oh, yes. Let's get to that because that is good. I do like that.
Thank you, Jay Jax. You definitely assisted in this one.
Yes,
I
we
appreciate
did
all of your
so
help.
much on this. You are not getting on that.
I love Jay Jax.
Oh, so do I.
Absolutely
adore. Respect 1000% for sure. Totally. Great researcher. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to find it. I know it's in here because I seen it today. I just looked at it. Okay, I think this is it. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Kristy talks, so there's no lull.
Okay, well, while she's looking
Just
at
talk.
that, check out the Foul Play YouTube channel this Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. I don't know about Australia and all these other countries, but check it out. We did a very interesting podcast with Juan Tescrew and Chad Keller. Chad Keller had some audio difficulties, so he didn't get to talk much in the first hour. He'll be on subsequent parts later. But Juan pretty much stole the show. He had a lot of great information. I know a lot of people love hearing from Juan. It was a pleasure to get to spend time with him last night and talk to him. I think in total, I spent about 5.5 hours talking to him. It was a great time. I appreciate him coming on. It was great. And check it out on Thursday night.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. We will share this, and it is. Okay. Here we go. It says, oh, is this it? No, this isn't the one. This next one down. Sorry, guys. Hang on 1 second. Taking it. Doggone it. I think I closed that one up. What a dork. Okay, we'll just check again. We'll keep talking. Here we go. I was reading that. I was like, what? He wants to access his own files. What? Craziness, crazy. Here we go. Records request. All right. Oh, yeah, that was the right one. What am I, a dummy? This is good, guys. And I never seen this before, so I really appreciate this. Having this, seeing this. This is kind of shocking, actually, that he would know. I want to know about these things. You guys are probably going to want to know about these things, too. Records request album. Okay. All right. It says, Paul, whoever this is, Paul M., and it was January 26th of 2016. I was informed that you are the open records person at DOJ, and I am making a formal request at this time to access all aspects of the prosecution files regarding both Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey. I intend to make full copy of paper records in the files and intend to copy all electronic files as also contained within. It's a bit odd asking DOJ for access to my former DA file, and I'm not sure who physically has it. I'm assuming Tom Fallon or what is that, Rove? I don't know that name. Courtier? Roy Court? I'm not sure. As you, oh no, so here's the options. If it's easier for your staff to make complete copy of each file, I have no objection, as long as I can go through the file with your employee present to make sure I have everything. Or I can bring our own copy machine and paper. Oh, talk about desperate, gonna bring your own paper. And you can set us up in a conference room, and my staff will do the work. Gosh, and nice. The electronics file might be a bit tricky, especially the auto files. Now, wait a minute, the auto clips, that's what I want to know. I had sorted and saved on the Avery laptop. That's the part right there. Avery, as DA, I spent weeks preparing for witness oh gosh, I'm such a terrible reader when I'm nervous. I got brain fog right now.
I can't help you. I can't see it.
I know examinations in these two trials, and quite frankly, want to review my notes and work product. Trust me, I know what I'm looking for. And I bet you do. Seriously, can we talk about this audio file thing kept on the Avery laptop? What the hell is that shit? Did we ever find out anything? Jack says, odd. They aren't his. Yes, is that why he had to ask for him? A sneaky bastard.
So wait a minute. So he has an audio file saved to Stephen Avery's laptop that belongs to who? What did I just miss?
That's what I'm saying. It belongs to him, he says. It's all his notes.
Why is he saving anything to Stephen Avery's laptop? I don't recall. I feel like Stephen Avery had a desktop, though, not a laptop.
I don't know, but whatever.
Sure.
Maybe they had a special laptop there. They called it Stephen Avery, and all the case things were on there. I really don't know.
It could be.
He doesn't understand that they are not his files, but they are property of the court and no longer works for them. Right. He's a damn civilian. Thank you. Thank you very much. He's so sneaky. Why? Because he's got shit to hide. And these are old case files. So it might have been his notes about what he was going to ask or what. There could be something in there. In fact, I'm sure there is. Oh, no. He says, no. Yeah, no. Okay. Well, anyway, I just honestly cannot believe that he thinks he has a right to come in there with his own staff and his little printer and his paper and do all that, and that it might be tricky to find audio clips. Now, is he talking about phone calls or interrogations, or what's he talking about? You know, he just named the laptop Stephen Avery. That's what I'm wondering. Yes, they're not his. You got it. That is for sure. He was trying to remove all. Yes. I think so. I think he's trying to remove things from there. Or make it, so he's prepared, because if he's only making copies, what's he going to use it for? There's got to be something in there that he could use, maybe in let the state have it, something he hung on to, or you never know.
Sounds like he's trying to cover his ass on something. And
That's
I don't
what
know,
I'm
Ken, that kind of sounds like you were trying to engage in some, I don't know, destruction of evidence, obstruction of justice. I don't know.
He's already done that.
Looks-
That's why he should be in jail, be in jail, be in jail, be in jail. I tell you what.
Yeah, but he's a civilian now. It's a different story. He's a civilian now.
And he has nothing to do with the case. But yet he forces himself into things, forces himself into Brendan's bank hearing. He forces himself into everything. Can I be of help for this or that? Can I look at this? Can I look at that? He's nothing. Dude, why would you ever even want? I mean, look, he's a freaking Fruit Loop. You should never want him. The state of Wisconsin should not want anything to do with him. They should put a gag order on him and he should just be gone. You know what I mean? Oh, here you go. Jack says for his book. Could
For his
be.
book.
Oh, this was the laptop was a state issued laptop. So he named it Stephen Avery. What a sick bastard. Seriously.
He was obsessed with Stephen Avery. This was an obsession. This was not a normal prosecutor criminal defendant relationship. It was not in any way. There was, I don't know if, did Ken Kratz like do something to him did Stephen do something to Ken Kratz in a former life? I mean, I don't know. Did something happen? Because this man clearly, just like we feel that Teresa's death was personal and that it happened by somebody that knew, you know what I mean? Just, this is a personal, his attack on Stephen is so personal. What did Stephen do to him? I don't believe he fought all his cases with this much passion. So I can't say that it's passion and that he's just a little over passionate about his fucking job, because that's not what this is at all. This was clear, utter hatred. This was, he makes me lose words, and you know me, I'm not speechless, but Ken Kratz leaves me speechless sometimes. I'm just baffled.
Yes, he should be. Very much so. He should be in jail. Yeah, good one.
He should be.
We're gonna wish they weren't in a state anymore, okay, for real, because the crap that we find on these people all the time. He's still upset. Yeah, I believe it.
You know what? I'm a big believer in karma. A big believer in karma. And I try my best to remember that every single day, because people piss me off on a daily basis, and I have to wonder about karma sometimes. But I'm a big believer in it. But it will get him. It's going to get all of them. Karma will get him. Karma will get Mark Weger. It'll get Link. It'll get Colburn. It will get all. Some of them it's already getting. Some of them it's already getting. It will catch up with every single one of them. They will pay for what they did to Stephen Avery in one way, shape, or form. Whether we're ever able to prove it was bullshit or not, the universe knows. The universe knows that it was bullshit. Make them pay. Whatever religion you believe in, whatever spiritual beliefs you have, I believe in Mother Nature and the universe. When it's time,
I do too.
When it's time for him to meet his maker, he's going to pay for it. They're all going to pay for it. It's just the universe will correct this one way or the other. I know it doesn't do much for Stephen Avery in this lifetime. It doesn't do much for Dolores and Alan. It doesn't do much for any member of that family, but it will get made right.
He probably does have a lot of dirt on people. I mean, come on, he was in there with all that dirty crowd for real, you know, so, I mean, and you know, a lot of people, I don't know if he was a mastermind. I don't think he's smart enough to, because he's too much on himself, but he definitely became very much into it and doesn't seem to want to be separate himself from it. I don't understand that myself.
Because this was the biggest case of his career. This is the thing this was supposed to make him into like the next Johnny Cochran or something, and it didn't.
Well, you know, if he would have did a good job, if he would have did a good job, he might have a great job. He might have been somebody, because I mean, with somebody, I mean, with his, if you can do that much good, bad, you know, bad, the evil way, imagine how much good you could do. Really.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could turn that around and you could do good, but instead you want to be, you know, all about yourself and not thinking of anything. It just cracked me up when he said, I wasn't very respectful of my wife. You think? How about the women you're freaking supposed to be, you know, representing in court? I mean, my God, if somebody was doing that to me, I would.
Yeah, it's not even like he was having a consensual sexting affair. he was preying on domestic abuse victims. It was not being returned. It was completely one-sided. I might feel a little differently for him if this was like a consensual thing and he got caught and it ruined his life. But no, those message, oh my God. And then he deserves every fucking thing he gets. I'm glad he lost his job. I'm glad that 40 million Netflix viewers, 40 million armchair detectives destroyed his fucking criminal law practice on Yelp. I am so happy. If you scroll through there too, you'll find somebody linked in there the Yelp reviews or something. Good job, supporters. I really don't support harassing anybody. I don't support anybody harassing anybody in this case. But Ken Kratz, you deserve every fucking thing you get. And I'm glad you get shitty book reviews. I'm glad you got shitty Yelp reviews. I'm glad that 40 million armchair detectives were able to take you down in that sense.
Yep. Me too.
We'll leave the rest to Kathleen Zellner because she's going to get your ass, and there's no way she's not.
Yeah. I mean, some of
Uh-oh. Where'd you go, Linda? Hang on, guys. I'm not sure if I lost you guys or Linda lost us.
don't know what happened. I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
I don't know.
If it was me or if it was you.
My internet went down. Boop. Sorry, guys, but we're back.
Whew. I wasn't sure if it was me or
Panic, I'll return. Here I am. Yep, that's right. I don't care. Hey, I told you, low budget Linda Productions. The
Hey, I think we're
happens,
doing,
dude.
We're doing great for low budget. I love all the viewers.
I love all you guys being here.
I just like doing this. I think it's cool. I like doing this.
So let me see.
Who does everybody want to talk about next week? Because I mean, Kratz has been my specialty. Who am I get? I'm going to have to research the next villain. I'm not sure who the next villain is. Is it Mark Rieger? Is it Fassbender? Colburn? Yep. Let's go after Colburn. He's probably the next easiest.
Well, he's kind of got his suit going on. I don't want to put nothing out there. You never know. You know what I mean? Us giving him shit he might be able to use that. I don't know. As internet torturing thing. I kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel funny about it, but.
You might be right. And I think it would be hard to agree to just stick to facts. So we should probably.
It would, because look, I put my personal opinion in here. I think the guy's a waste of fucking skin and air. And air I probably could use, or other people. Believe me, you're taking up space. You take your little child bride and go find your own alley, okay? Some island way out in the Pacific somewhere where nobody can get to you, okay? We'll take your boat away when we're done, all right? When we're done dropping you, we'll drop you and take your boat. I don't know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Okay. Darkside says
Greaseback. Oh, Darkside. I don't know what your real name is, but I just read Oh my God. So over on the
It's
Discord, on the Follow Play
Lara.
Discord channel, I read, then I don't think I know who Laura is. On the Follow Play Discord channel, every once in a while, I spend a couple nights reading a book to people because I like reading these books. It helps me research the case. It helps me with some projects I'm working on. And I recently read Indefensible by Michael Griesbach. The other day, it took me 3 days. I thought I was going to vomit. And believe it or not, as I've read Ken Kratz's book 7 times now, and Ken
Ugh,
Kratz's book does not bother me at all. I can
here's your
read it and
reward.
laugh at this point.
Some water.
Griesbach's book,
I
Griesbach's
swear.
book made me furious. Griesbach's book is nothing but
All the
308
time.
pages of bullshit. And oh my God, I want to read it again just so I can pick it apart. He has misinformation. He has false facts. He has lies. It's a horrible book. So we can absolutely talk shit about Griesbach. That one I will love. That one I will love.
We did just get done reading that. So, I mean, it would be fresh in our mind. People are saying Fassbender because he's close to Kratz. You know how close they are. You know, that's his, you know, like shadow. And
Oh yeah, the way Kratz talks about Fassbender when he introduces Fassbender in his book, I'm like, dude, are you screwing or what? What the hell is going on here? You don't. What are you? He's talking about him like he's in love with him.
yeah, because see, that's what Becky says. She says he's close to, you know, Fassbender. And well, don't worry.
Kaczynski.
Kaczynski, Mr. Meow Meow, get your
Meow.
stand, Bob. Yeah, him and O'Helly. That's going to be one hell of a show. You guys do not want to miss that because you will see Linda in a rare form because I'm on them. I cannot stand either one of them. Them are worse than Ken Kratz all the way. I think O'Helly is the worst demon, and we should save him for really work up to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research on some of these players because some of them I don't.
I think we got more for. Let me see. I'm going to kind of count them here. 1, 2. Okay, well, I count even. Somebody else got it. Okay, there we go. There's the extended Kratz and Fassbender, because I was just going to say we need one more for him, and then we're over Griesbach. So let's do Fassbender next week.
Okay.
So everybody,
we can do Fassbender.
Please come and join me and Kristy for some more Trash Talking Tuesdays. Loved having all of you here. Thank you so very much for our grand opening show. And what a show, everybody. It was great. Yes. What a stress relief this was. And, you know, hey, you guys, you're more than welcome. I'll drop a link next time, and you guys can pop up and talk some shit too, because we like to talk the shit about these guys. They need it done, and we need the fun. So everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. And links are in the chat. Get everybody. Links are in the description. Y'all have a wonderful day. Be good. Be kind. Peace.
Thank you.